Today we're going to do a basic leg and glutes class. So let's get started. You're going to lie down on your back, feet hip distance apart and fairly close to you. Arms are just down by your side. We're going to start with some bridging. So you're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to roll up to your bridge one bone at a time, all the way up. Inhale at the top, exhale as you roll down, one bone at a time. So you're just going to keep rolling up and down. You can go at your own pace. Feel your feet pressing into the mat. Knees are reaching past the toes. Inhale at the top, exhale as you roll down. Try to keep your chest open without arching your back. Just think of the backs of the legs lifting you up into that bridge position. Inhale at the top, try not to turn your head. And exhale as you roll down. Just keep listening as I direct you on what to do. Don't want to put your neck in any kind of compromised situation. Inhale as you relax, exhale as you roll up. Inhale at the top, exhale as you roll down. Through the spine. Do that 2 more times. You're gonna make sure all 5 toes are on the mat, rolling up. Knees are tracking over the toes, and then rolling back. You're not turning out the legs. One more like this, rolling up. And then rolling back down. You're going to roll up and hold. Find a position that you can hold it. You're going to lower your hips just an inch, and then up an inch. Lower and lift. Every time you lift, you want to think of squeezing your glutes. Lower and lift. It's pretty small. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Still reaching your knees past your toes. Finding the length in your body. Do 4 more. And 3. All 5 toes are down, still 2. Last one. Hold your hips up. You're going to open your knees and close. And open and close. Kind of like you're doing a clam. And close, which we will do later. Open and close. Open, close, open, close. 4 more. And 3. Make sure both legs are moving equally. 2. Resisting in both directions. Last one. Take a deep inhale at the top. Lift your hips a little higher. And then roll down 1 bone at a time. Nice. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to give your legs a little tiny break. I'm going to do a half roll back. So you're going to rock up to a seated position. Legs hip distance apart, fairly far away from you. Arms in front of you, or you can hold on to the backs of your legs, whatever feels better to you. Inhale at the top. Exhale, you're going to round your spine. Roll back. Just halfway down. Inhale at the back. Exhale as you roll up. All the way up. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Okay, you can hold on to the backs of your legs if you need to. Inhale here, exhale, roll up. Use your arms to help you up. Lengthen your spine tall. And roll back halfway. And roll up, scoop those abs in and up. And lift tall. 2 more, roll back. And then roll up. Lift tall, last one. Roll back. And then roll up. And lift. Lie down on your side. We're going to go into some clams. So you can lie all the way down, or you can have your hand behind your head, whatever feels better to you. Your feet are in line with your tailbone. You want to have a little space underneath you, and your hips and shoulders are stacked. We're going to start with clams. So you're going to keep your feet together and just open your top knee and close. Open and close. So as you open, keep the top hip on top of the bottom. So you're not letting it roll back with you. And 4 more. Think of using that glute. Rotate from that hip. 2 more. Last one. Now go into hydrant. You're going to keep your knee facing forward. Lift the whole leg up. And then lower it down. And lift. As you're lifting that leg, again, try not to let the hip roll back. And then think of that hip staying out so you're not shortening your waist. Lift. And lower. We have 2 more. Up and down. Last one. Now we're going to lift your leg up, hip height and hold. You're gonna turn your leg in, tap your knees together, lift it back up, tap your heels together. So you're gonna alternate. Knees tap and heels tap. Turning in, turning out. The whole time you're keeping that hip as still as you can, so you're not letting your hip rock forward and back, staying quiet. 2 more sets. Last one. And then lower that leg down with control, and then we'll switch sides. So again, you want to have your hips and shoulders stacked one on top of the other, feet in line with your tailbone, and then a little space underneath your waist so it stays long. We'll start with clams. So you open the top knee and lower. Feet stay together. Lower. Again, you're not rolling back. You're staying on top of that bottom hip. 4 more. And 3, 2, last one. Now hydrant, you're gonna lift the whole leg up, knee stays facing forward. And lift up and down. Lift and lower. Working the side of that hip. And 4 more. And 3, 2, last one. Now you're gonna turn your leg in. You're gonna, bring your leg up hip height and then turn it in. Tap and up and then heels together. So you tap the knees and tap the heels. And knees and heels. Should start to burn if it wasn't already. Do 2 more. Last one. Nice. Lower that leg down. You can hit it out if you need to. And when I come onto your hands and knees. So if this doesn't feel good on your hands, you can also do this on a chair with your elbows, or you can do this standing on your elbows. It's always an option if you have any wrist issues. So you're gonna have your hands right under your shoulders, knees right under your hips. You're gonna bring one leg back straight. You're gonna keep your spine and everything where it is. Just lift that leg up about hip height and then lower back down. So you're bringing it up to hip height and lower. As you bring the leg up, make sure you're not arching your low back. You want to keep that long. And lower. And lift. And lower. Think of using that glute to lift the leg. So you engage it every time. Last one. Now you're going to lift your leg up and hold. From here, you're going to bend your leg and straighten. Bend and stretch. Bend. Keep pushing up out of the arms. And pull up in your abdominals. 4 more. Try to keep the hips square so both hip bones are facing forward. 2 more. Last one. Hold it bent. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Nice. We'll switch to the other side. So the other leg is going to straighten back. You're going to keep that leg straight as you lift it up and down. And lift. Again, both hip bones are facing forward. And lift. Try not to arch the back as you lift the leg. Really engage the glute. Last 2. Last one. Lift it up and hold. Try to keep that leg hip height. You're going to bend and straighten. So the thigh stays still. You just bend from the knee. Pull your foot toward your glute. 4 more. And 3, 2. Keep checking your abdominals. Make sure they're engaged. Hold it bent. Little pulses up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Shake out your wrists. And we'll go into a little bit of a stretch. So come back out. You're going to have one foot forward. You're going to keep the other knee back. You want to bring that heel onto the mat with the foot that's forward, and then pull your toes back toward your shin. Try to flatten your back as much as you can, and you'll get a nice stretch on the back of your leg. It just worked. If this is too much for you, you can always get 2 yoga blocks or books and stack them, and then bring it up a little higher. You can also do fists if you need to. There's definitely some options for you. Now from here, keep the same leg forward. Just going to bring your weight forward onto the whole foot, and then push your back hip forward, and you'll get a little stretch on your hip flexor. Just breathe. Again, if this is too much of a stretch for you, can prop yourself up on blocks or books or whatever you have that gets you up a little higher. And then come back. You want to switch sides. So the other leg is going to come forward. You want to bring that heel onto the mat. Straighten that leg. Pull the toes back toward the shin. And then try to flatten your back. Just breathe into that stretch. I'm also trying to keep my hips square. So I'm not letting that hip roll forward. I'm trying to pull it back so it's in same line as the other hip. And then bring that foot all the way down. Push your hips forward into our hip flexor stretch. Again, trying to keep the hips as square as you can. And then slowly come on out. Go ahead and sit down however is comfortable for you. And hands just on your legs. Just take a deep inhale. And exhale, grow your spine a little taller. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And thank you for taking class with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.